Good evening, everybody. Welcome. We have this unbelievable event here at the Long Island Macarthur Airport. We are live. It's 8 o'clock here at Long Island Macarthur Airport. I'm the host of this evening's program with my co-host Tim Kennedy. My name is Neil Himmelstein. I have a show every Friday called The Main Street Code for Financial Success. Tim Kennedy, tell us about your show and tell us what you do.
Listen, Neil, we need to keep you away from the twisted cow table.
You're not kidding. Oh, boy.
So I am Tim Kennedy. I am the host of It's Just a Mortgage every Monday, 3 p.m. And I'm here today with Chef Charles. I'm here with Samantha and Sergio from Executive Group Realty. Yes. And Chef Charles, let's talk about your restaurants. Where are you at these days?
Well, we own the off-premise catering, Exquisite Catering Cuisine. Chef Charles J. Drayton, Private Chef Events, Exquisite Healthy Eat, and I'm managing partner at Simla in Hauppauge.
Nice. And when does your show air?
My show airs every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
And I got to tell you, if you were here tonight and you had Chef Charles's food, oh my God, I'm like, woo!
Yeah, we made an unbelievable menu today to have everybody try our food for Exquisite Catering. So we did Louisiana chicken.
Man, I went twice. I went around twice.
Penne alla vodka, our famous mac and cheese.
Oh, delicious.
As well as some beautiful local mixed vegetables and Louisiana chicken.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the Louisiana chicken. That was good stuff.
Good
So
stuff.
I think I was the second one online. And then a little while later, I went back around. I didn't want to be, gluttonous, but I did go for seconds.
Yeah.
Right next to the Twisted Cow.
It's a new item on our menu for this summer.
There you go. So, Sergio, tell us about your radio show and what you guys do for a living.
Yeah, so we are real estate brokers, and our show airs on Monday, 5:35 to 6.
Oh, you had to be precise, didn't you now?
I did, because people tune in at 5:30 and there's nobody there.
Yeah, sorry.
There's just Ashley over there.
5:35.
Yeah, so we're real estate brokers. Our show is about real estate reality, and we teach people how to invest and how to sell their houses. And
Yeah, we give everyone the real dose of reality, I'd say. That's
Yes.
what
Oh,
I'd call
boy.
it.
It's not like HGTV, right? It's not like that?
No, it's a little more intense than that, I'd say.
Believe me,
They're
I-
all fluff over there.
Listen, I've been in the mortgage industry almost 30 years. I know all about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're playing the same game here. So, and your show airs on Mondays at...
5:35
That's
to
right,
6.
5:35.
And the market has really changed a lot, right? You're doing it 30 years, and 30 years ago the market was a little bit different than ours right now, right?
Yes, sir. But we're here, right? So
Yes.
we're professionals. We've gone through the highs and the lows. We know how to do it. And we're still here. And we'll be here another 30 years, God willing.
God willing.
And like I tell people, change is inevitable, and grasping change is what makes people professional and makes it work.
Yes.
So let me introduce Neil. Neil, when is your show?
My show's Friday at 3 o'clock, and I am an insurance wholesaler specializing in life insurance, annuities, disability, and long-term care. And I help hundreds of advisors across the United States, whether it be estate attorneys, CPAs, or other insurance professionals who are looking for that customized solution for their needs.
There you go. And Chef Charles, what would be a good connection for you, for any one of us or anybody listening? Who are you looking for, and what's your ideal client?
Well, we take all type of clients. We cook from your simple barbecue to your Michelin star quality food. So we do every aspect of food. That's why we have that great radio show on 103.9, and we talk about food, the origins of food, and how to pick your favorite caterer, and all that good stuff related to food.
So listen, I've been fighting with my wife for the last 3 days on the menu for Easter Sunday. Do you cater Easter Sunday
We
too?
are catering Easter Sunday. We've had about 20 caterings being delivered on Easter.
All right.
As well as our healthy meals on Easter.
Do you hear that phone ring? And that's my wife calling you. So let's talk about the realty. So who's a good connection for you, a good client for you?
Yeah, so we would like to really interface with probate attorneys, divorce attorneys, people that deal with people that unfortunately have passed away, or they're getting divorced. We like to interface with CPA, financial guys, also insurance guys, all professionals that deal with people. So one of the products that we have that we're really happy about is loan modifications and loss mitigation. Sure. So a lot of the financial guys, the CPAs, the financial guys, the mortgage guys, they know people that are having a hard time with their mortgage. We come in and we help them fight the bank. And a lot of times we are able to have people save their houses from foreclosure and actually get the money in their pocket if they're out of the house.
Yeah, that's really our bread and butter, more like foreclosure prevention most of the time too as well,
Yep.
right? When you
Yep.
say?
Yep,
Nice.
absolutely.
We happen to have an attorney right outside the room. Why don't we bring her in? Cheryl, come on in. Say hello.
Did we lose
Yep.
it? Did we lose it?
No, I don't think they can hear us out there. They're not paying
So I've been in
attention.
the mortgage industry 30 years.
Wow.
Right? All types of mortgages, obviously. And back in the subprime days, and in more recent years, I'm now a certified reverse mortgage professional. I deal with realtors like yourselves and financial planners and elder law attorneys and estate planners on the benefits of a reverse mortgage today as a tax efficient retirement income tool. It's not the last resort or last ditch effort to keep mom and dad in the house. It's more than that these days.
Right.
Based on the guidelines and the way consumers are it's a safer product today than it was 20, 30 years ago. And that's the message of my show. It's just a mortgage, because in reality, it's just a mortgage.
I've listened to your show. It's quite good. Your FHA, those are FHA backed,
So
right?
A reverse mortgage, yes, is FHA insured. It's governed by HUD. So believe me, it is the safest mortgage product out there, because it's managed by HUD, it's insured by FHA, New York State, and there's probably about a half a dozen other government agencies out there that monitor, because seniors today are a protected class.
Right.
So it's a great product, and people should learn more about it. True. But meanwhile, I'm starving to death. Chef Charles, what's the best thing on your menu? What's your favorite meal on the menu?
Well, I love doing the private chef work, because that's where I can be creative, not make these simple things like penne alla vodka. That's where you get my true talent. When I come to your home and do 3 or more courses, and I actually do everything for you.
So you cook in the house, or you just drop it off?
We cook in the house for private chef
man.
stuff. So it's the high-end
I hope my wife isn't listening.
I know.
That high-end fine dining, so
Kinda
your
like
wife
that.
can have that nice romantic evening in the comfort of your home. And I bring everything. I bring the fine china, I decorate your dining room table. I bring my own pots and pans and just utilize your kitchen, and we do 3 or more courses.
Wow.
You clean up?
We
That's
clean up
great.
too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. That's
That's
important.
We go in and we leave like I was never there.
Food is what brings us all together.
Yep.
And matzah is what binds us.
Seriously.
So the next question, Chef Charles, is: do you own a home, and do you need a mortgage?
I do own a home out in Patchogue
There you go.
for, 16 years now, and my wife's probably listening saying I'm getting it all wrong. She's out there. But yes, I do own a home in Patchogue.
It's out by you. Aren't you out that way? Maybe a little
I'm
further.
out in Center Moriches.
Yeah, you're a little further.
further
than-
It's a little further east. Yeah, we do a lot of parties out in Santa Mauritius.
Oh, that's good. Those are the ones that wake me up at night, I'm sure.
Probably.
The fireworks, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, we got a lot of fireworks out there.
If you're 16 years in your home, it's probably time to sell, Chef.
I'm not selling. I told my wife to pick a house because we're never leaving.
Oh.
There you go.
There
My
you go.
background was we used to move almost every single year. We used to move, so I'm like, pick the right one, and this is
That's
it.
it. Yep.
This is it.
So
So,
it's funny you say that, because when I met my wife in Stony Brook back in the late 80s, right? And we got engaged, got married in 1990, and we were in the same house for 33 years.
Wow.
In East Northport. Yeah.
Wow. Ask how long I'm in my house.
6 months.
3 years.
Wow.
3 years.
my wife was so infatuated with Patchogue, she wouldn't let me look anywhere else. She had to have her house in Patchogue.
It's a great buy.
Yeah,
Chef,
it was.
listen,
It was.
Chef Charles, I know you're a great chef, but I got to be honest with you. You got a real great radio voice, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I like
That's
it. I like
That's
it.
why they coerced me to do my own radio show.
Baritone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that
The late
voice.
great Dave coerced me. He's like, "Come on my show,"
Yeah.
and that's how it kind of started.
Yep.
It's all about the tone.
Yeah, Dave got me started as well. May he rest in peace.
Me too.
I came in. I did a couple of guest appearances at different shows, maybe your show even. And he came to me one day. He says, "What are you doing? Why don't you do your own show?" And I've probably had my own show here now well over 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm probably going on my 4th year. It's just a mortgage.
Yeah, I'm hitting my 1-year anniversary. I believe it's next month. It's
there
either
you go.
next month or in May. I'll be on the show on the air for 1 year.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Well, we've had a great evening tonight. I think we have more guests waiting, or, I just want to keep the show moving along.
Right.
Keep it exciting. I mean, listen, it's great meeting you guys tonight, and
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what? We're all in the same world. I mean, we're all in the same business, and we all have, business is funny. We had COVID, and we had all this difficulty, and business is changing for you. It's changing for me. And you know what? All together, we make great business.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
And we're back, and we're live at LA News Radio 103.9 FM.
Absolutely. If you're not here, you should be here. I mean, this is a great event. Food, Sir Charles, Chef Charles. I call him Sir Charles. Fantastic. Sergio, Sam, meeting great people. Great stuff going on.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. What a great night we're having here at LIAFPN Radio, right here at Long Island Macarthur Airport. I'm your host for the evening show with my co-host Tim Kennedy. My name is Neil Himmelstein. I have the Main Street Coat every Friday, 3 o'clock. Tim, tell us about yourself, your business, your show.
So, Neil, I just want you to let you know that the Twisted Cow,
Yeah.
they're located in East Northport. So if you need another taste,
Yes.
they're in East Northport.
I'm ready for before the next break.
Twisted Cows in East Northport, right on Larkfield Road.
Okay.
They've been there a couple of years. A great bar, a lot of fun. But they're here as a sponsor as well. But again, my name is Tim Kennedy. I am the host of It's Just a Mortgage, and my show is every Monday at 3 p.m. on LI News Radio, 103.9, right here at MacArthur Airport. And I talk a lot about reverse mortgages as a tax-efficient retirement income tool, helping seniors age in place and possibly plan for a more safe and secure retirement. But Neil, we got a couple of great guests here. Do you want to introduce them, or do you want me to introduce them?
You start and I'll finish. How's that?
So we'll go ladies first. We got Stephen from Webster Bank. Stephen, why don't you introduce yourself and say hello?
Good evening. Steve Frisenda, Webster Bank, Managing Director, supporting local businesses.
There you go. And do you currently have a show with LA News Radio, or you're just a guest?
I'm just a guest.
There you go. That's nice. All right.
He's a co-member of the LIAFPN.
He is a member of the LIAFPN.
I certainly
am. What does Webster Bank specialize in? What's your forte? What's your client?
Yeah, so my client is medium to small business owners looking for a personalized service, great rates, and exceptional service.
There you go. And if somebody wanted to reach you, Stephen, how would they reach you?
My cell phone, 631-681-0493, or check me out on LinkedIn.
There you go. And our next guest is Denise. Now, Denise, I know you have a show.
I do.
Friday afternoons, 5 o'clock?
5:30 to 6.
5:30 to 6. And what is the name of your show?
My show is the Financial Chick Show. And I go live every Friday. And basically, I talk about all things financial, but not only financial. I have guests, so we talk about different things, to help the overall person.
I bring guests on my show sometimes. It's nice to break up the monotony, right?
Absolutely.
And kind of bring in other things that kind of like not necessarily in your business, but touch your business, right?
Absolutely.
So
like wealth and health, that kind of thing. And bringing
same
in.
here. Because like with the reverse mortgages and dealing a lot with seniors, there's so many different organizations and different things that seniors need help.
Seniors need help.
They need help.
Absolutely.
So, Neil, I'm going to save the last guest for you. I want you to introduce Cheryl Katz.
Cheryl Katz has been a guest on my show 3 times.
I knew that.
I think this is my 4th time
Oh,
with you, Neil.
this is the first time live.
This is my first
exciting.
time live, and after having those, what is it? The Twisted
Cow vodka shots.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea, Neil. I don't know.
So Cheryl works at a law firm, Forchelli. I don't know the rest of
I
the name.
knew he would forget. So I'm a partner at the law firm Forchelli, Deegan, Terrana. We're a full-service law firm located in Uniondale, New York. We're about 75 attorneys. My area of practice is trust and estates with a focus on trust and estates litigation.
And Cheryl was just named as something I saw on LinkedIn on the Surrogates Court. What is that all about?
So the Surrogates Court Advisory Committee is an appointed committee by our Chief Administrative Judge of New York State. And we work with the current surrogates and the bar, the professionals who are practicing in Surrogates Court, in order to implement appropriate, procedures, rules, laws that benefit everybody of the state of New York.
Well, I was at the bar earlier, and I got to say,
Oh my God.
Twisted Cow.
Not
There
that
you go.
kind of bar, Neil.
So I got to tell you, Neil appointed me to the board of the LIAFPN, if that means anything.
Absolutely.
There
That
you
is
go.
an incredibly important board.
Yeah. So let's talk about surrogates court for a second. So a lot of people don't know what surrogates court is. So I'm going to just briefly, something I learned earlier tonight, which I really didn't know. So let's say my wife and I both pass, and what happens to my house? Does it just go to my kids automatically or no?
No, unless the ownership of the house is in your kids' names. You know, you and your wife could own it as joint owners with your children, but that would really be the only way it passes automatically to your kids. So
Unless?
it would go through your will, or it would go through New York State intestacy. It depends on your estate plan.
Gotcha. Or if I had a trust or something like that.
Well, if you and your wife own the house at your death, then you wouldn't have a trust. You know, a trust would own the house at your death.
Correct. But at least it wouldn't go to probate, which
Well, that's what you want to avoid. You
Correct.
really want to avoid probate.
and probate is done at.
Surrogates court.
There we go. I knew I'd get to it. I'm figuring this out. ABCs. So you want to avoid that process because that process could be very lengthy and it's very expensive, isn't it, to go through that process in time and everything else. Let's give you a for instance.
Sure.
My wife and I didn't do any planning. We die. The house is like not in their names. It goes to surrogates court. Maybe there's a mortgage on the house, maybe something. One kid thinks they're getting the house. Okay, but who's paying the rent and the mortgage and keeping up with the house while this is going on? How long could that process take just to even get to court?
Unfortunately, I have cases that have been pending in court for years. To get to court, it really depends on the family and how fast they retain counsel and how fast their lawyer works. I mean,
Years?
realistically, I can get to court, you know, the same day I'm retained if I work hard enough to get the papers in order, but I don't have control over what happens after the documents are properly filed.
So if I want to settle this estate, I might have to go through years of process of upkeeping the house and stress and family members fighting and
Neil, and what about a 2.5-year pandemic? What happens then? Holy
Yeah.
cow! What happened those
So
years?
After the pandemic, we really are advising our clients to move their assets into trust. And it doesn't need to be an irrevocable trust where they lose control over their asset. It could be a revocable trust where they maintain control over their asset and you avoid the probate process, which is key.
Now, Denise Nostrom worked with a lot of families in insurance and investments and other things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you relate to somebody like Cheryl?
Well, I mean, we become a close team because, I don't do that type of, I don't execute the documents, but obviously I get these cases where people have these situations and have these concerns. So it's great to work hand in hand with a qualified attorney that can help me and make sure they do the right thing for my clients.
There you go.
So,
There you
And,
go. There
and
you
that's
go.
why I work with Cheryl, because I have situations, especially in the area of life insurance, where my area of specialty, where the beneficiary gets the asset written on that life insurance contract, not probate, not anything. So if you have none, and the situations I run into lately is I've had attorneys calling me and saying, hey, they can't find their contract. And the insurance company goes, oh, we can't find it either. Let's send a check to the estate of. Well, you send it to the estate of, then what happens?
Surrogates court.
Thank you. And that's what's going on. So it can be very treacherous, which is why we all plan together and to help everyone's future. That's all part of what
It's
we
all
do.
about the conversation and it's all about the plan. And I'm happy to say, because tonight I met Denise for the first time,
Right.
and I met Cheryl for the first time. And believe it or not, the three of us should get together after the show and kind of figure out, because we're a pretty good power team.
Well,
And
not
Steve-
immediately after the show.
Not
What?
yeah,
immediately.
tomorrow we gotta
Well,
work
we-
tomorrow.
No,
More of
well,
those drinks.
Twisted-
I
But we,
don't know.
but we want to go to the bar. Come
Twisted
on.
Cow is still open. And Stephen, I know you from past LIAFPN meetings. So real quick, let's go around the table. Denise, if somebody wanted to reach you, how would they reach you?
They can call me at 631-758-8691 or financialchickshow.com.
There you go.
Get to my
And your
website.
show is 5:30 on Fridays.
5:30 to 6 on
There
Fridays.
you go.
Yep.
And Stephen, if they wanted to meet you, how would they meet you? Or how would they reach out to you?
Phone is best, 631-681-0493.
And Cheryl Katz.
Yep, I'll give you my direct line, 516-812-6301.
And my name is Tim Kennedy, and I'm the host of It's Just a Mortgage every Monday, 3 p.m. on LI News Radio. And you can reach me at 631-430-2456. And Neil?
Neil Himmelstein, you can reach me. I'm every Friday at 3 o'clock, themainstreetcode.com. My phone number is 631-647-4694. And if I could leave with this one message, if you don't have a financial team, let us help put one together with these great professionals right here in this room. That's what we do every day, and that's how our business works, because you need your team to work for you and your plans. Thank you, everybody. Stay tuned, because we got more great guests coming up.
Neil, thank you. Great show. Thank you.
Yes,
you.
thank you so much.
you,
Appreciate
Neil.
it.
All right, bye-bye now. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. What a great evening we've been having here at Long Island Macarthur Radio Station, right here at
Neil,
Long
having a
Island
great night, man. Great
MacArthur
night.
Airport. I'm your host tonight, Neil Himmelstein, and I'm with Tim Kennedy, co-host. Tim Kennedy has a show.
Every Monday, 3 p.m. It's Just a Mortgage.
Fantastic. And we're here with some great guests tonight, and we're very excited. And Tim, if you would do the introductions, I'd love to hear it. And
Well,
let's
of
go.
course. Yeah, man. So, again, my name is Tim Kennedy. I'm the host of It's Just a Mortgage every Monday at 3 p.m. And across the table, I have Angela. Angela, you're with Angela's Journey, and you do wood design. Tell us a little bit about that.
We're basically now a Long Island-based company. Got it? Okay. Long Island-based company, and we love to do Long Island design. It's not the only thing that we do, but we customize and we create based on what we'd like to do. This is my retirement. I'm a retired
No, the
nurse.
stuff looks great out there. Yeah.
So it's fun, but it is time consuming. But we do a lot of local shows, Long Island shows.
So do you have a warehouse? Do you have a storefront?
No. We just basically do from home,
Okay.
and I spend a lot of time doing.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to reach you and look at your work, how would they reach you?
All they would have to do is text or email my phone, which is 516-982-4791.
One more time. Give us the phone number one more time.
Okay, it's 516-982-4791. I'm also on Facebook under Angela's Journey Wood Design, and I have an Instagram under Angela's Journey Wood Design.
Yeah. So we're here tonight at the airport, MacArthur Airport, linewsradio.com, great big networking event. And you have this whole side wall
Yes.
of all your woodwork. It's beautiful. I
Yes,
looked at it
thank
all,
you.
so it was great. That was
Thank
awesome
you.
stuff. So let's go around the room, and we got Craig Kaplan here from Team Gomez. So let me guess, real estate?
You got it.
There you go. So tell me, how many years have you been in the real estate world?
If you count all the years that I was in design school, if you count the years that I was an iron worker, if you count all the years that I was a home builder, and you add up the years I was licensed, it goes back to the mid-'70s.
Oh, my goodness. So iron worker, what local?
It was in North Carolina.
I come from a long line of local 46 metal athletes.
Well, not a lot of 125-pound iron workers in New York. I wish I was that light these days.
So Craig, you're with EXP Realty. If somebody wanted to reach you to find out if they want to sell or buy a home, how would they reach you?
They could reach us either through our cell phones, which are mine is 516-517-3700, or you go on our website, Team Gomez, teamgomez.com. And if you like, you could always get look us up. We have more than 150 Google business reviews.
Wow, 150.
Here in New York, it's most real estate agents, if they're lucky, they may have 5 reviews. Last time I looked, I think we had 158. So
Nice.
We have a pretty good following between my partner and I, Marco. Together in the last 10 years, we've sold Over 500 homes.
And where is your office located?
We have an office in Valley Stream and in Great Neck, but when it comes to real estate,
Well, these days now, right?
Really.
Your office is where your phone is.
yeah, where you are, that's right.
Yeah,
Wherever,
that's right. Yeah,
at this
yeah,
moment, my
yeah.
office is right here.
There you go.
And then we got Matthew, Klein, and Angelo. Tell us about what you guys do, and tell us about your radio show.
We're a comedy act,
There you go.
There you go.
but there's nothing we say that's funny.
I'm serious.
And I'm not so serious. So the radio show is called Freedom in Real Estate. It's educating the public on all the crap we deal with today. You know, it's all the squatters, the foreclosures, deed theft, anything, really.
Right.
When you deal with a real estate attorney, only deal with a real estate attorney. Don't use a union attorney because he's free, because he's not going to get your deal done properly.
That's right. It's like using an elder law attorney for real estate.
That's
Right?
exactly
It just doesn't make any
you,
sense.
You
right?
want to use
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
who's proper, and
Yeah.
then of course mortgages. You know, all the, we got a little competition going here because I think you're right after us. I think on the show. You're Mondays at 3.
I'm Mondays at 3.
We're Mondays at 2.
Yeah, we're no competition.
How do we not see you?
Because I record my show at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, thanks.
See, you learn something new every
Thanks,
day.
John. Thanks for letting us know.
You guys do live shows?
Yeah,
or-
we actually prefer doing the live show because we like to see how many people don't call us when we ask them to.
That's all
Yeah,
good.
but one of the things we really did with the show is we really try to convert it into a call-in show.
Yep.
It's great to talk about what we do, but we really want to hear what the audience wants and answer and question that. We're excited. April 4th, we actually launched Real Estate School.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
having my grand opening in El Baco and Northern Boulevard. We're going to be in 6, all the areas, all the boroughs. And you asked the question before, how can you find us? How can you reach us? I'm only good as the partners I work with. Marco and Craig, I've worked with them for over 15 years. We've done maybe 150 to 200 transactions together. I got Matt over here. We try to buy houses. We flip. We do a lot of stuff. So really, you're only as good as your network.
Sure.
My job's simple, to really educate the consumer, really put a direct face on and understand what they do. And if they could communicate with us well and we could communicate with them, we win because we're built on referrals.
Excellent.
Yep.
So I have a question for all you real estate guys. We have 3 of them here. So I read in the newspaper the other day something that changed with buyer's commission or seller's commission. And I just want to hear, I don't know the details. I just know that there's
Neil,
change-
seriously, why are you bringing the party down? Let's talk about something more fun. Let's talk about the rock show. Come on.
We can definitely talk about the rock show. So I am 10 million% against this, and I'm still going to make sure that
Tell me what it is. I read. I
so
forgot
there's a
already.
buyer's
Reading
agent.
So much stuff.
Buyer's agents, I don't have to pay a buyer anymore. So if I'm selling a house, I'm a listing agent. He brings the buyer. I don't have to pay him.
Really?
I give him zero, jack, which is BS. So it's coming off of the MLS. No more putting out the commission because you're not going to be allowed to offer it. I'm going to figure out a way to put it into agent remarks. Not only am I paying commission, how much I'm actually paying.
Well, I mean, that's really bad for the consumer in one respect. The consumers, a lot of times they'll set up regulations in the insurance industry and everything to benefit the consumer, but it actually hurts the consumer because they may or may not get the representation that they need to buy a house or to sell a
Because
house.
they can go around him now and go directly to the seller's agent.
Yeah, and I know Craig has good insight on
Yeah,
that. So Craig, what were you
think,
thinking on that?
See, people, particularly in this business, do not like change. And I was talking to a lot of the folks who were in the financial services. In 2008, everyone thought the world was coming to an end. Your business, the mortgage business, has made many changes in the last 15 years.
Well, one of the reasons the mortgage industry has survived the last 10 years is because of the changes that were made
Absolutely.
10 years ago, because the people that are buying homes today they have more of the ability and the willingness to pay their mortgage. Like, they survived COVID, they survived the ups and downs. So, yeah, sometimes, listen, more things change and more they stay the same, right?
As somebody who has seen many iterations of this business and other businesses, I am not afraid. I don't think my business in the long term, is going to be harmed. And that if we take a global approach to this, it's going to make us better. It's going to make us better buyer agents, and that sellers are going to come to the realization that they do have to pay a buyer commission. And that, you know what, if we stay calm, because a lot of the papers, a lot of the professional journals are predicting doom and gloom. Will people fall out of the business? More than likely. They did in your business, they did in your business.
Right.
But the strong will survive, and that they'll be replaced by new and more energetic and more
Yeah,
people
but-
are willing to learn.
Yeah, but Craig, the biggest thing that NAR could have done and could have accepted is done what we did in the mortgage business. Put a financial literacy tablet to the real estate industry, have them run their credit, make sure that they're financially accountable for themselves so they could deal with the public. That would have a bigger effect on the real estate market than NAR. And I'm going to tell you one of the negative things. I'm a huge listing agent, right? I just signed up a commission for 4%, right? Now I have one of my buyers coming in, but it's represented from another agent from my company. Guess what now? She could literally negotiate a buyer broker fee for that buyer. Now I'm going to make my 4% and she's going to make 2%. So in essence, we just got around it because now she can negotiate the buyer broker on our
Right,
end.
but this is where we disagree.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll tell you why I disagree with them, because you should not be charging 6%.
Wow.
And if I should not be charging 4% and take the whole 4%. When I'm with the client, I'm telling them I'm charging 4%, but I'm giving out 2%. The whole
Right.
4% is not for me, because, and I use this analogy. If I own a pizza place and the government tells me your pizzas are good, but you're not going to charge anybody anymore, I'm going to tell them that for themselves, because I'm here to make money. Don't get me wrong. I got into real estate different from everybody else. I got into really help people because I specialize in short sales, squatters, all that kind of stuff. But everybody needs to make a buck. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me
Everybody deserves
I
to get
can't.
paid. Yeah.
Right.
there's got to be a way around it.
And the only negative, I don't know how much time we have, is there are going to be about 500,000 real estate agents out of the business.
They're already leaving.
But that's the people, women or male, that don't even do any business in the industry right now. So really, it's just going to weed out the people that weren't doing business. So if you're going to ask me who's going to have the biggest effect, it's the bigger real estate companies who needs that income coming in to pay for training, to pay for licensing technology. So the biggest issue here is the bigger real estate companies isn't going to generate the income from the agents that don't produce.
Well, I'm really glad I asked that question. Guys,
But it's not a quick question.
no,
to answer.
I know that.
But
Listen, we're running out of time. This has been fantastic. I learned so much tonight. This is great.
It's a great show.
And I get to meet great, fantastic people, and I hope you can all be on my show later. But great content, great stuff, guys.
Thank you.
Listen,
Hey, guys,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Neil.
Thank
have
you.
a terrific
Thank you,
evening,
Tim.
everybody.
Everybody have a great night.
You
Good
too.
seeing you, Eric.
Thanks. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. We've had a great time here at Long Island Macarthur Airport, where we have our radio show at 103.9. We had an open event where we got to meet lots of fantastic people.
Place was
and
packed, Neil.
businesses.
Packed.
Packed with fantastic business and other radio hosts. And I got to tell you something. I just had a shot from Twisted Cow, and I'm feeling good. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. This is Neil Himmelstein. I'm the host of the Main Street Code for Financial Planning. I'm on every Friday at 3 o'clock, and my co-host, Tim Kennedy.
Yes, sir. That's me.
Yes.
So I am the host of It's Just a Mortgage, and my show's every Monday, 3 p.m., right here at the airport on LA News Radio,
Fantastic.
103.9 FM. So let me tell you a little something about the Twisted Cow and John here. It takes me, when I go to Twisted Cow, it takes me like 5 minutes to walk there from my house.
Yeah.
And on the way home, it takes about 30 minutes. It's staggering. So, John, come on, man. Tell us a little bit about Twisted Cow. Right there on Lockfield Road. I'm there all the time.
Corner Lockfield Road in Pulaski and East Northport.
Yeah, man.
We've been there for about, we opened in November of 22.
Yeah.
We're making the best spirits we possibly can.
So I remember when they put the sign up at Twisted Cow, and then I think COVID struck.
The big teaser.
It took years for this place to open up, and I'm glad you're there, and I'm glad you're doing well. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank
so,
you.
Asia, tell us a little bit about Boho Halo.
Boho Halo.
Is that another bar? What do you do there?
It actually translates to free spirit.
There you go. I like that.
And I am an bohemian-inspired jewelry and clothing brand. So I make everything from necklaces to crystal bracelets. Some
Everything with
catchers,
wings.
Everything with wings.
I saw it.
Things
The
with
great
wings.
display.
Yes.
The stuff was beautiful.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm married 33 years. My wife still loves me, and she still finds me sexy. Do you know how I know that? Because every time I walk past her, I can hear her say, "What an ass." But when I walked past your table before, you have beautiful stuff.
Thank
My
you.
wife would love it, and I have two daughters, a 30-year-old and a 24-year-old. And they'll be checking out your website, believe me.
You need to get them some
Yeah,
gifts.
yeah. And now let's talk about Angela. Angela.
Yes.
Right, what do you guys do over there? Environmental services?
So
See, it was a perfect segue. We went from the bar to the jewelry to waste.
to getting rid of your garbage.
There you
here.
go.
There
Right,
you go.
right.
We'll take care of it all.
And where are you guys located?
Our offices are in Yaphank. So main offices are there. We've got other locations throughout Suffolk. We're in Cutchogue. We're in Mortimer. We're in West Babylon. So we're everywhere you need us.
There you go. And who is a good client for you?
Well, anybody who generates garbage.
Is it more residential or more commercial?
We'll take them all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
businesses. We do residential. The East End is amazing for our residential business, commercial business all over Nassau and Suffolk. We also do dumpsters. So
Okay.
builders, contractors, remodelers, homeowners.
Right, so if they're doing home renovations type of
Yes,
thing, you call you up and
absolutely.
you'll drop
Spring
the dumpster.
cleanup.
There you go. There
Yep.
you go. And Neil, you have a show here too, right?
Every Friday at 3 o'clock, the Main Street Code for Financial Success.
And tell us a little bit about that. What exactly? What's your message?
So I'm an independent insurance wholesaler. I specialize in life insurance, long-term care, disability, and fixed annuities. I help hundreds of advisors across the country, including attorneys, CPAs, and other financial advisors, picking the right products and designing the right scenarios for clients and their clients.
So believe it or not, I met Neil, I don't know how many years ago, and Neil asked me to do a presentation at one of his events. Actually, it was the Long Island Accountants Financial Planner Network, and I did a presentation, and I talked about the 5 L's. Remember this, Neil?
Right, I sure do.
I talked about longevity, liquidity, lifestyle, legacy, and long-term care, and Neil's like, what do you do for a living, you know? And what happens is, even though we're in two totally different industries, we kind of talk the same language, and we kind of are in the same circles of who needs our help, right? And I am a certified reverse mortgage professional. Who would have thought we would have connected, right? And we did. It's a nice synergy, you know?
Yeah.
And I think alcohol is a good synergy too, Neil.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
think so too. Listen,
I agree.
I think you get drunk, you make jewelry, and then you throw it out in the trash.
There you go. Right.
Or we can recycle it.
Or you can recycle it and make something else and something better and fantastic, you know.
We make a good power group, the 5 of us.
It's
right?
very, very exciting, very different group. I'm really interested in the jewelry too. I got to tell you, what inspired you to go into the jewelry business? It's quite an interesting.
I went to school for fashion many, many moons ago, and I could never make it in the field that I went to school for, which was buying. So I turned to do something for myself, and I tried my hand at jewelry design, and from there I've grown into making dream catchers, making clothing, bracelets, all things bohemian.
And where do you sell your jewelry?
I'm online at www.bohohalo.com.
Okay. Say that one more time, but slow it down.
It's an online store only. It is bohohalo.com. That is BOHOHALO.com.
That's in case my wife and daughter
It's like a tongue
didn't hear
twister.
it. There
Right.
you go.
Now the distillery. Now you do wholesale as well, or you make your own spirits?
Yeah,
And
we
you
make
have
everything.
a place where you can sample them.
Yeah, we do everything there. We mill our grain, we bottle, we ferment, distill. Everything's 100% fresh, clean. All our grain comes from Long Island, 7th generation.
Neil, we should actually have an
Network. I was gonna ask, can we do networking
LIAFPN
events
meeting
there?
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have a little side room. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we could sample everything.
And we've done a couple of podcasts.
I only sampled the lemon because I didn't want to cross paths with it. But now your liquors is very unique. I heard you talking about it before, but I didn't really grasp it because I was doing lots of things tonight. Something about whiskey and vodka and lemon.
We do everything.
Well, just kind of tell me where
we do
your
whiskeys.
focus.
The focus is on what sells and what people enjoy and what I like to make.
Okay.
And it changes seasonally, so I never realized we'd ever be doing a seasonal product. Twisted Richters, apples are only available until pretty much now.
Right.
Then they're gone. So
And you
what do I sell in
you
September?
distill everything right there.
100%.
Yeah, like
all
Neil,
there.
nothing's brought in. It's made all right there.
That's
No,
great.
we don't buy
Yeah.
juice, we make it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And how did you get into this business?
I was always I liked it. I got into it. I watched the first episode of Moonshiners.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. I watched a few of those shows.
And that was, 12, 13 years ago. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. And I started doing some research and development, started visiting distilleries and just learning. And one thing led to another, had an opportunity, and
Now,
here we are.
You don't make your own casks or anything, but tell us about the aging process and all that. I know that that differentiates wines and vodka. I don't know that much, but
I was trained in 2019 in Texas at a great distillery, Iron Root Republic.
Okay.
They use French cognac theory. So that's the theory that I kind of evolved into and adopted myself. Basically, it's taking the concept of élevage. It's 1 + 1 = 3. And we look for different barrels in different locations in the rick house that we have on site. We have room for 389 barrels.
You have room for that many barrels in that space?
We have 32 in full right now. We have 4 more that are being barreled next week. We have another batch of bourbon that we're going to probably mash in this coming week. That'll
Wow.
be the last
Holy
one for the
cow. I didn't
season.
realize it was that big back then.
Then after that, we're going to do, we go right to single malt rye and single malt barley.
Really?
Which think of a Scotch. Whiskey is single malt.
Yes.
So it's all the barley. So we're taking that. Then we're going to do something funky. We're going to take some barley and rye and put them together.
And where do you get the raw products?
All my grain comes from a 7th generation farm, the Foster Farm in Sagaponack.
Oh, really? So it's all local?
100% local.
And are there dumpsters out the back from Maggio Environmental Services?
No.
Well, maybe you two should talk to each other and let's figure this out.
We're going to talk after that.
Time to talk.
There you go.
Absolutely.
But I love when we talk about buying local and using local materials and our farm. And people don't realize. I mean, I've had people from the Farm Bureau on my show. How big the farming industry is on Long Island. This is what runs our economy.
Yeah.
And if you're not enjoying local spirits and local produce and there's nothing like generating your economy by shopping local. And we have a distillery right here on Long Island that you have to visit. And I'm going to visit, and I'm going to have some parties there. I am so excited. The only problem for me is it's too long a drive for me.
Yeah, the drive is tricky.
So
I walk. I'm 5 minutes there, 30 minutes home.
No. I'm definitely going to get an Uber when I go there because I'm definitely not going to walk home. It's too far for me.
All right, so listen, Neil, we got to wrap up. So
Yes,
real quick,
excellent.
Twisted Cows on Lockfield Road in East Northport. How will they reach you at Maggio?
Visit our
Recycle?
website, maggioenvironmental.com.
There you go.
You can
And
call or text our customer service, 631-696-6300.
There you go. And Asia, how do they reach you?
bohohalo.com, BOHOHALO.
Boy, you got a great radio voice too. And my name is Tim Kennedy. I'm the host of It's Just a Mortgage every Monday on 3 p.m. on LA News Radio. And Neil?
I'm your host of the Main Street Code for Financial Success every Friday at 3, 631-647-4694. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein of tonight's show with my co-host, Tim Kennedy.
Neil, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm all excited. We had this unbelievable event tonight here at Long Island Macarthur Airport. We had vendors. We had food.
Politicians.
Chef
We had
Charles.
them all here.
We had them
Chef
all here. It was
Charles.
fantastic. Great food, great
Twisted
entertainment, great mingling, great networking. and we're meeting great people. We had lots of people that come on the air, terrific people. Tim, why don't you introduce some of the people here tonight?
We'll do. But Neil, I just got to tell you, we're here an hour, and I got to tell you, you've come down a little bit. So I'm glad to see. Yeah, so you're good now. I
had my third shot from Twisted Cow.
So again, my name is Tim Kennedy. I'm the host of It's Just a Mortgage every Monday at 3 p.m. on LA News Radio. And I'm co-hosting the show tonight with Neil. We have two guests. We have Kevin Downey Jr. So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about your show.
My show is, I like to say it's obnoxiously pro-American, gleefully anti-communist, from Orient Point to Oahu, from Montauk to Maui, because I have listeners in Hawaii.
And it's funny because, Kevin, your show is 10 to 11 every day, and I didn't realize your show was live, but I come in on Mondays at 11 o'clock to air my show, so we run into each other all the time.
I've handed you my parking pass before, sir.
Several times. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. And we got Dale Spencer. And Dale, I love the concept of your show because I love the idea of you sharing the history about Long Island, because a lot of people lose track of what's going on around here, and it's cool that you're keeping it alive.
Oh, that's right. Well, history is an important thing because obviously we learn from history. If people forget their history, they don't know how to move forward, because every society, no matter what, it's always the same human history. Humans react a certain way. So, by the way, hello to my whole audience, because this is our usual time slot.
It is, right?
So, we want to say hi to everybody out there.
There you go.
Oh, great. Sorry to take up your time slot like this.
Oh, no, this was a great event tonight. We all had a lot of fun.
Yeah, place was packed, man, right? Place was packed.
Absolutely. I'm really interested in the history of Long Island, especially I have a sentiment to all the farms on Long Island. The farms keep us alive, both food and preserve us. And tell us a little bit about your experience with the farming. And people don't realize what an economic engine the farms actually are to everyone.
Well, that's right. They've always been a large economic driver of Long Island. For example, a lot of people have forgotten the fact that back in the early part of the century, Long Island was the great duck farm.
Sure was.
Yep.
And the Long Island duck was a really famous item. And of course, Long Island potatoes, which still are grown here. A lot of the farming has gone away, unfortunately, with development and people, but it's still an important industry out here, and it always was. Long Island was all based on farms. And even people who didn't have their own property would, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, rent property from other people to run a farm. And that was a whole business that went on all the time, too.
A whole other industry unto itself. Right?
It was a whole industry unto itself, and it was really all of Long Island. All Long Island had was a few little towns, and in between, masses.
Well, I remember growing up as a kid. I grew up in East Islip, and in the 70s and 80s, anybody and everybody was a clammer, right? So how about the the clamming and fishing industry in Long Island as well?
Yeah, we have some friends, the Ball family, and they made generations of a living clamming and scalping. And they always had a boat, and they clammed and they scalped.
What do you got, Kevin?
Did you guys watch Slapshot, the movie?
Sure, with Newman, Paul Newman?
Yeah, I just watched it, but they have commentary from the three Hanson brothers.
Right.
And they said they played a minor league team called the Long Island Ducks. And I thought, why Ducks on Long Island? That's the last name I would pick, but now I know.
That is the reason for it, right. By the way, those were pretty exciting and very violent games that the Ducks used to play at the Comac Arena.
Yep.
And eventually what happened is it was a long process, but the Ducks eventually became the Islanders.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's another kind of
that's interesting.
history.
Well, now we have the Long Island Ducks, the baseball team.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So we like to talk about how business and the world evolves, and history tells us that. So you mentioned fisheries. That's part of farming. Wineries on Long Island have all sprung up where we had potato farms. That's also part of farming. People don't realize farming integrates wineries, our food, not just flowers, not just cows, it's everything. It's everything we eat and everything we breathe. And I'm such a big believer in history that I got to tell you, it's so important that we protect our wildlife and we protect our farms, or we won't have much history anymore. And I hope we don't rewrite history and destroy Long Island. And that's my little commentary for the night about that.
I like that.
I like that, too.
Can I ask Dale another question?
Sure.
I bought a metal detector, and the guy said, what do you want to find? And I said, I want to find war relics. He goes, go to the farms out east get permission, and you will come back with bullets. Is that still true? Can you still find that?
Bullets, Civil War buttons, English signatures from the cap of Civil War soldiers. You will find those things everywhere on Long Island.
And in Indian, all the different Indian implements and stuff on Setauket and
Oh yeah, arrowheads are a giant, still to be found everywhere.
Yeah.
And those little paint stones that the Native Americans used to wear, not wear but use, and they're little round red stones with the finger mark out of them. You'll find them on the beaches, and they would use those to make dye, red dye. And you'll find Indian artifacts all over the place.
right.
I hate to switch topics, but
That's
isn't out in Montauk, isn't that the oldest cattle farm as well?
Oh yes, the Deep
See,
Wells Farm.
I know my history there, Neil. You see
do?
that?
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, the oldest cattle farm in the United States, still operating today.
Do you know how I know that?
No.
I guess when I was first married, I went out there to a Billy Joel concert on the cattle ranch, and that's where I learned that information.
Wow.
It was so long ago. He was still married to Christy Brinkley at the time.
Wow.
That's a famous concert, that one,
That was a great concert. It was a lot of fun. Nobody knew about it. It was like the best kept secret, and they sold tickets like the day before, but you had to be in the know. And Neil, I was in the know, and I got tickets.
Also, but don't forget the great thoroughbred history of Long Island. Muttontown and that area in Nassau County, that for many years was the place where the most famous thoroughbred horses were all raised on Long Island.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah, Long Island is, and you talk about American Revolution and you talk about some of the other things that happened on Long Island. It's got tremendous history. I hope we all remember our history and not forget it.
I asked Dale before, has he located all the places that George Washington has slept on Long Island?
No.
And I got about half of them,
You know what? Dale did tell me there's this TV show called Turn about George Washington's spies operating out of Long Island.
Absolutely.
And he gave me a 10-minute history lesson.
Yeah.
For things that, this was right, but Setauket is still full of that.
Yes, it still is. If you ever want to do a great trip, go up to Setauket and take one of the spy ring tours.
Yep.
And they bring you around and show you the houses and the famous locations. And Setauket has kept its colonial look.
Yeah.
And the historic buildings are all still there.
Yep, I get it. Now, Kevin, how did you get into doing what you do?
Well, you mean radio, comedy? I'm also a writer at PJ Media. I'm sort of like their libertarian loudmouth. It's a right-wing thing, but I'm sort of their libertarian knucklehead. I've been doing stand-up comedy since about 35 years now. And then I started writing for PJ, and then about a year and a half later, I sent an email here. David Levenstein was here, and he got an email. He said, "I've heard of you. Come on in."
Yeah. And where do you perform your comedy act?
Clubs and colleges all over the nation. Military bases. Well, not colleges anymore. I'm 58. I have nothing to say to them.
Gotcha.
Get your room.
Yeah.
But I've performed in 47 states. I need 3 more. Mississippi's one of them. Not looking forward to that.
Gotcha.
So I just do those 3 things.
That's pretty cool. That's enough, right? Keeps you busy.
That's enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, his show on this station is great, entertaining and informative. Everyone should try to listen.
It's fantastic.
And Neil, tell us a little bit about your show.
So my show is called The Main Street Code for Financial Success. I'm on every Friday at 3 o'clock, and I'm an expert in life insurance, disability, long-term care, and annuities. And I have attorneys, CPAs, and financial advisors from around the country asking for my advice on helping them design plans for people. And I have people that call from the radio where I can put together their financial team and design an intricate solution for them that works just for them. And if you want to reach me, 631-647-4694. Tim, how do they reach you?
They can reach me at 631-430-2456. That's 631-430-2456. And my show, I talk more about how a reverse mortgage today can be used as a tax-efficient retirement income tool. Not so much as the last resort or last-ditch effort to keep mom and dad in the house, but really a financial tool to help seniors today over the age of 62 plan for more safe and secure retirement.
And gentlemen?
KevinDowneyJrShow.com. Dale?
And Dale, email historyislandli@gmail.com, or you can reach me at 631-521-0374. Love to hear from you.
Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.